So for today's video, we will talk about should you take your Filipina to the West?
I can understand some foreigners don't want to be used as a visa. That makes perfect
What
sense.
are red flags when they want to date a Filipina? Some red flags. Can you give some advices to them? Hello guys, it's me again, Cici Cali, the hot mama. So for today's video, we will talk about should you take your Filipina to the West?
Yeah, I think it's a common theme in the comment section, especially on the live streams, comments and other videos that I see that a lot of the men really do not want to take their Filipina to the West, meaning America, Europe, places like that. So it's just a topic that we thought we would talk about today. And what does it mean to be westernized? What does it mean for your Filipina to be westernized? Because the reality of it is the Philippines was colonized by the U.S. for 48 years, almost an entire generation. And so it's really not been that long ago, a little over 70 years, I believe. So the Philippines is already heavily influenced by the West through government programs, through religion, through clothing and fashion, through music, through sports. It's already heavily influenced by the West. And so my question is, maybe you guys can leave in the comment section, what does it mean for a Filipina to be westernized, right? Because if you meet a Filipina through dating, through a friend, or however you decide to meet her, and you move her from, say, a poor area, a life where she's eating maybe not a Western style diet, then you move her in with you with your condo, your nice house, and now she's eating all this great food. She's living this Western style life. You're buying her clothes. You're doing all these upgrades to her life that she never seen before. So you're already westernizing her.
Right.
It's just in the Philippines, right? So it's just a geolocation thing at that point, right? It's just that you're westernizing her in the Philippines versus her being westernized in the West.
Right.
There's really no difference, especially you're going to be hanging out with other expats, with your friends, and she's going to be a part of the Western style life already anyways. I think the truth is, if we're all being honest here, what some men are talking about is if they move her to the West, primarily America, I think most of Stephany's viewers are from the U.S. If the man moves her there, that he will
Change.
Maybe she will change. Yeah, that's where I was going. That she will change. Maybe she will see that she is more desired. Men closer to her age, men that can provide her the same lifestyle as he was providing her back in the Philippines.
Yes.
And so maybe his worry is that she will no longer treat him the same and be as good to him and be as loyal and that sort of thing. So he will feel threatened, especially if it's a big age gap relationship.
Right.
And by the way, I'm not against any big age gap relationship. I think that for me, if it doesn't affect my life in a negative way, it doesn't affect anybody else's life in a negative way, I don't care what anybody does, right? Because as long as it's not physically harming somebody, mentally harming somebody, I think it's your life. You should do what you want to do, and you shouldn't have to justify that. Like, as long as it's legal and you're happy and she's happy, there's no reason for you to justify your relationship at the end of the day. But if you're talking about taking her to America, if you meet her with the premise of saying, I can't be with you if you want to go to America, I can't be with you if you want to go to Europe, then it's not genuine if you then say to your buddies or say to her, say 2 years later, my Filipina don't want to go to the West. Well, because you already laid the foundation to her, I'm not going to be with you if that's what your plans are to do. Because, I can understand some foreigners don't want to be used as a visa. That makes perfect sense that you to lay that out there, that you're not going to be used as a visa. That makes perfect sense. But these girls or women, however you want to put it, they are living a lifestyle, and it's an opportunity for some of these Filipinas to be with you, and some of them I think will be willing to do anything,
Yeah.
to be with a foreigner because it can really change her life. What do you think
I
about
agree with
that?
that. Not all Filipina would really love to live in the US.
Yeah, yeah,
And one of my viewers, actually subscribers, he mentioned in our live stream
mhm.
together, like, hey, you know what? My Filipina doesn't wanna live here. She's really excited. The girl was really excited. He talked
Mhm.
about that in our live stream. And then when she gets there, she doesn't want to live there in the US anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's this dream of some Filipinos to want to travel to go to the U.S. Even Japan. Actually, Japan is a country that many Filipinos would love to visit, and I think when it comes to the U.S., if they get there, they realize then they're going to have to work 50, 60 hours a week. They
Right.
got all these bills to pay. Where here in the Philippines, for me, at least for me and Stephany in our situation, it's laid back. If me and her was to go to the U.S., which I do plan, and she plans to go there as a tourist and to see, because I would love for her to meet my family, my friends,
Yeah.
and show her around. That's what we plan to do. But to go there and live, we're never going to see each other. We're going to be. She's
Yeah.
going to be working a full time job. I'll be working a full time job.
It's not
And
gonna be the same here in the Philippines.
right.
It's here in the Philippines more chill, like
Hmm.
less stress.
Hmm.
You're not gonna be thinking about the working many hours because you have to pay these bills.
Right.
The bills
Yes.
here in the Philippines not the same in your country, guys. It's way
Yes.
more expensive in your country, especially house, right?
Yeah. Really, at the end of
Renting
the
house, yeah.
at the end of the yeah, you save the most money on rent here for sure.
Yeah.
Rent's really expensive wherever you go in the U.S. But uh, if you're really in love with someone and you're really happy with that person, it doesn't matter where you're at. You can be
Hmm.
anywhere. You can be in Alaska. You can be Japan. You can be anywhere in the
Anywhere.
world.
Yeah.
As long as you're with the person you love and care about, it shouldn't be about where you're at. As long as you have shelter, food, and you have your needs provided, that's
Hmm.
all that matters really at the end of the day. So if somebody has this mission, that's all they're thinking about is going to a certain place,
Hmm.
that's a red flag for me. Like I get
Right.
it, uh, people want to travel the world and see the world. There's nothing wrong with that, but I wouldn't be too worried about your Filipina getting westernized, right? If you're worried that if she goes to the U.S. and she's going to,
Try to,
she's trade you in for
yeah.
someone else, or she's going to, find someone younger, then you probably got the wrong Filipina,
You
to
should
be honest.
trust your
You
partner.
should trust her. Like at the end of the day, love is about trust. It's about your allowing your partner to express herself, allowing your partner to share what she wants out of her life. Not that she can no longer share her ideas, express herself because she wants to upset you, so she's scared to upset you. No, you should want her to express herself and what she wants to do with her life and not have complete dominant control. I think
Hmm.
some men
Trying to control their partner.
yeah, and they feel like if they go to the U.S., if they move to the U.S., they will lose that control because she will be more desired and she's not going to put up with it, basically. She won't put up with
Yeah.
it there because she won't have to, right? Whereas maybe here in the Philippines, she may be more okay with that.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, just if you have the right one, you don't have to worry about any of this. Truthfully, and there's been many successful relationships where foreigners have taken Filipinas to the U.S. and it's worked out fine because
Yeah.
they picked the right one,
Right.
and only you will know if you've picked the right one or not. People never get married with the thought that they're going to get divorced, right? People get married thinking it's going to be a lifetime, but yet divorce rate's over 50%. I went to church with people. My dad is a pastor. My mother sung in a choir. My dad was also a Sunday school teacher. Religion was a big part of my life, all through childhood, especially. And yet, I went to church with many people that also got divorced. And
Yes.
so
even
Yeah,
here in the Philippines.
yeah,
But the problem here in the Philippines, we don't have divorce. It's it's only annulment, and it's a lot of money to do that.
yeah, yeah, and it's not guaranteed.
Not yet.
I was
Right.
reading up that even an annulment is not a guarantee. Like you have to
Yeah.
apply for it, it has to be accepted, and
Mm-hmm.
so but yet it's not fair for the Filipina because the foreigner it
Mm-hmm.
can then go back to the U.S. and he can divorce
Right.
the Filipina.
But
But
here,
if he chooses to not divorce her, then she's stuck with him forever. And
right.
so it's a big deal for a Filipina to get married to a foreigner because she could that's a lifetime commitment for her. But it's
Mm,
also at the same time it's what all Filipinas want, right? They want
right.
marriage and family
Of
and
course, that's Filipino
security.
dream. They
Hmm.
want security. They want to make sure that she's gonna be with that man forever for the rest of her life, and I want that also.
Yes,
Yeah,
I,
we're talking about that.
it's also important for me. I'm not getting any younger,
All right.
and so I think happiness is really, really important. That's what I prioritized in my life is happiness over really anything else. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because happiness should be everyone's priority. Because if you're happy, the people around you
Are happy
are also
also.
happy, right? If you're with someone just to be with them for the wrong reasons,
Right.
it's not going to work out, right? It's not going to work out in the long
And
run.
also, it's good to have good commitment. Like
Hmm.
good conversation together. Because
Yes.
me and David, we always talk about we have plan. What's our plan today, babe? We have to
Yes.
do this. We will do an interview. Because I used to interview a lot, and
Hmm.
then we will go to adventure. We see my kids.
Hmm.
So, like if you have that kind of um, plan together, your relationship is good. Really, like makes you happy. For me, I'm so glad that I met David, and yeah, he's the one for me. I can tell that he's the one for me.
Yes, I'm so glad we met. Also, we were friends for over a year
Yeah.
before we even started dating. We was just chatting on Messenger and stuff, and
I didn't
so
even expect that we're gonna be, and into lover.
yeah,
End up into lover, yeah.
it all worked out. So
Yeah.
we have a lot of plans for the future, and we're very happy together. It's like any other relationship. We've had our trials. We've had to learn from each other. We've
Yeah.
had to grow, and it's made us stronger, really. And I'm
Yeah.
very happy with where we're headed. But yeah, yeah, guys, if you my advice to you is just take your time and do not lead with your wallet. I know you've heard
Mm-hmm.
that many, many times, but
Right.
it's so true because you don't want to set the bar this high, especially, right? You want to meet her and you want to spend all this money. No, like, how are you going to know if she really wants to be with you, if she really loves you, if you just spend all this money? And I know you're going to feel pressured. You may feel pressured to do that to impress her, but really, you don't need to do that.
Just be who you are
Be who you
and
are.
be honest. Like you have to confront her. Like, hey, honey, I'm not rich. We have to do this, that. Just be who you are, guys, and your Filipina will be accept. Yeah, she will accept you.
Yes, if you respect her and
Yeah,
love
just
her,
treat her good. And she's
yes,
gonna treat you good also.
and trust her, right?
Yeah.
Trust her. If she wants to have a day out with her friends, if
Mm-hmm.
she wants to go explore without you, you don't have to tag along with her everywhere she
Nah.
goes. She's not a child, right?
Right.
Let her, you have to trust her, right? And having complete control over someone is not trust. That's not love either.
It seems like we are hooked.
Yeah, and
We don't have. We feel like we don't have freedom if we do that.
And she may pretend like it's okay. She may
Yeah.
pretend like it's not a problem for her, but deep down she has a problem with it.
She's gonna be like, I don't.
Resent.
Yeah.
She will resent you.
Yeah. When your Filipina is being honest with you, if you're honest to her, she's gonna do the same. She's gonna be
Mhm.
honest with you.
And I can tell you that this is just the facts. Control never stopped anyone from cheating. You can try to control someone all you want. It's not going to stop them from doing something bad. So there's really no need for it.
Mm-hmm.
If she truly loves you, she's not going to do anything bad. She's going to be loyal to you to the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's just up to you to pick the right one.
Let me ask you, babe. What are red flags when they want to date a Filipina? Some red flags. Can you give some advices to them?
Red
Red
flags.
flags dating a Filipina.
Red flags for a Filipina.
Filipina,
Would
yeah.
this be an LDR or in-person red flags? Because they're two different things.
Both. You can
Both?
explain.
Okay, so if you're in an LDR and so you're chatting with her online, you're doing video chats. Filipinas have their phones with them 24/7, right? So there's really no reason why she cannot answer your phone call or answer your messages. If she's always like not answering your video calls, she's always taking forever to answer your messages, there's no excuse for that. Her phone is with her 24/7, right? And even if she's at work, unless because a lot of times, like even if it's a salon or a restaurant or whatever her job is, she still has her phone with
They
you.
always put in the pocket all the time, guys.
And, of course, I'm not saying she needs to be on the phone with you all the time while she's at work. I'm just saying that if it's always happening and she can't even say, "Hey, I'm at work,"
Yeah.
or something, "I'm busy. I will message you when I get off work," or she's off work and she's never answering your video chats, or it's always like, or she ignores it and then she always video chats you back. Those are red flags, right? That's the major red flag right there. Of course, money, that's a given if she's asking you for money because mostly they won't ask. They'll be like, "My phone's broke, so I can't video chat you," or they'll say, "I'm having to eat dried fish because tonight." They're trying to do the guilt trip, right? Hoping that you will say, "Oh, I can get you some good food here. I can send you some money for some good food." Or they'll say, "Yeah, my shoes are broken. I really..."
They give some hints there.
Yeah, my feet's sore. So they'll drop these hints, but really they're asking you for money. They're just not asking directly.
They're really, because they're trying.
Yes.
If maybe they're trying to tease you also if you're gonna give them.
Yeah, so that's just a couple of things to look out for. If you're living with her, at that point, it's really about how she is treating you. Also, is she with the tempo? Is she using this tempo to where she can then go to her family and she's doing this, once a week or something? Maybe she's got a boyfriend that you don't know about. Like if she's leaving for 2 or 3 days out of the week, well, that's a red flag, right? If she's not really, affectionate towards you and really, say,
Not
give
really
you kisses.
caring, yeah.
Yeah, you can just
You
tell.
can tell that. You can really feel that, guys.
Yeah, you can really feel if it's authentic or not.
Yeah.
Although I think some men are easily fooled. I think we all have been fooled in the past, but just take your time, right? Don't move her in right away, because the laws here in the Philippines are really strict. If you move her into your condo even for 1 or 2 days, she has legal rights where she could stay there if she wants to, and you cannot make her leave. And so if you do move her in and it doesn't work out, at least give her some money to where she'll have food. Make sure she's good for at least a couple of weeks, right? That's going to be in your best interest anyway.
At least she has time to move.
Yeah, because you don't know problems, right? So just if it doesn't work out, make sure she's going to be good for at least 2 weeks, preferably a month. That's what I would say.
I agree with that.
Because you've taken her from her family, and she's living with you now. You've upgraded her life, and now you're sending her back to her family. At least do it in a way that's appropriate, to where she can have food and she's going to be taken care of. I'm just telling you, that's the best way to do it, right?
I agree with that, because in that way, at least she has time to, maybe she can find a job after, at least she's not going to be broke, especially if you're providing for everything.
Yes, or if he asks her to quit her job, even, because a lot of times.
Because a lot, like you are from, let's say, 8 miles, right? And then you tell your Filipina, just quit your job, I will provide you for everything. And then you decided, and like, for example, your relationship is not work out, and then what she's gonna do? She's broke. She doesn't have any savings, because you're the one telling her, like, "Hey, stop and blah blah. Spend time with me. I will provide for everything."
Yes. So, that's just not fair to her at the end of the day.
I used to ask this kind of question to Filipina, like, what if your boyfriend, a foreign boyfriend, tell you that you have to stop your work? What would you do? And normally they said, I will just tell him like this, like that. I will still have to work because I don't want to depend to him like this, like that. And also, I want to help my family. Because Filipina are very hardworking guys. So not all Filipina really wants to depend on you. There's some girls really want just your money.
Yeah, because most of you guys most foreigners are meeting Filipinas when she's at the prime years of her life.
Yeah.
And most of the men, not all, but most of the men moving here are 50 plus, 60 plus. And so usually there's a 25 to 30-year age gap. So when you're long gone, she's now going to be, say, in her 40s, and she's past the prime years of her life, right? And now, if she's not worked during those years, or she's not went to school, it's very difficult to get a full-time job in the Philippines when you're in your 40s. And so it's going to be, if she don't have some sort of income, some type of investments you guys did together while you were still on this earth, then it can be difficult for her. She's going to go from a really nice lifestyle, Western style lifestyle to what, right?
Wow.
So at least leave her with something, especially if you're married in a serious relationship even. Leave her with something if you're going to take the prime years of her life.
Guys, I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I hope that you learned this video with me and David, these advices. So just comment down below what's your thoughts about this Western, Filipina moving to the US. We want to know in the comment section. You can add something, babe?
Yeah, no, I just want to see what their thoughts are. And so make sure you leave your comments down below and let us know what your thoughts are.
Yes. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. And we'll see you in our next video. Okay? So bye-bye. Mwah.